Alright, so after a painful 6 weeks without any UFC cards, which just caused me to go down a very dark path for video ideas, we finally have a numbered event coming up. I'm so happy. Like, these 6 weeks have definitely reminded me how much I need this damn sport. But there is one thing I'm sad about, and that's the fact Kayla Harrison officially had to pull out of her fight with Amanda Nunes, which is very sad. I am very sad about that. Fuck. Alright, so the first fight on the card, we have Adam Vugged versus Ty Miller. I'm gonna go with Ty Miller because Adam Vugged has been kind of win one, lose one. He's just kind of been 50-50 in his career, and he's been losing to some decent, people like Islam Dulatov, Mike Malott. He's also lost to, and he's gotten a few little wins here and there, but I trust in Ty Miller. I really do. I trust in him to box up Adam Vugged and possibly even finish him. So next we have Ricky Turcios versus Cameron Smotherman. I am going with Cameron Smotherman. He's way more technical in my opinion. Now I do think this fight will be very close. I mean, Ricky Turcios was given a lot of problems to Raul Rosas in the first round, so I think this will be a close fight, but I think Cameron Smotherman will win a very close 29-28, landing the more damaging shots, because in my opinion, I think Cameron Smotherman's win over Jake Hadley is a better win than any of Ricky Turcios' wins, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna go Cameron Smotherman on this one. Next, we have Josh Hockett versus Denzel Freeman. This one is kind of peak. I'm gonna go with Josh Hockett. Now, Denzel Freeman is pretty okay. Like, he's not completely trash, but I'm still gonna go with Josh Hockett. I don't know. I'm believing in the hype of Josh Hockett, maybe a little bit too much. Now, Denzel Freeman can grapple, so maybe Denzel Freeman just grapples Josh Hockett for the whole fight, makes it the most boring thing, just has a Torres Finney part 2. But his fight with, what was his name, Marek Boljo or something like that, that fight was so unbelievably bad. It was crazy. It was like just so ugly. So I'm gonna go Josh Hockett. I have officially moved to Tapology because the UFC site decided to die. I don't know why it always does it when I record videos, but it just is not loading. So we've officially moved on to Tapology. This fight is very close. Let me actually look at, oh wow, everybody is picking Alexander Hernandez. I'm actually gonna pick Michael Johnson. Now I do have a few worries. Michael Johnson is one of the most inconsistent fighters probably in the UFC's history. Like, this man has beaten multiple legends in the UFC, and then he's just been knocked out by bums. Like, it's actually crazy. Michael Johnson probably has the most 50-50 like weird career I've ever seen in my entire life, because this man has literally beaten like lightweight, very good lightweights. I think he's beaten Edson Barboza, he's beaten Tony Ferguson, he's beaten Poirier too. Like, bro, Michael Johnson has beaten lightweight legends. That is one of my worries with Michael Johnson. He's very inconsistent. He is older too. He's 39 years old. You know what? Screw it. I'm changing my pick. I'm going Alexander Hernandez. Michael Johnson is too inconsistent for me. I'm sorry. Now, Michael Johnson did dominate. He just dominated Daniel Zellhuber, which was actually a very beautiful performance. Like, he dominated Daniel Zellhuber, dropped him multiple times, hurt him multiple times. But I just really can't trust Michael Johnson nowadays. Next, we have Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. I'm gonna go with Charles Johnson because I just don't think Alex Perez is really gonna get that momentum back, especially after his knee injury against Tatsuya Taira. Yeah, he's lost a lot in his career, Alex Perez, and Charles Johnson has lost a few times too, but his last loss was against, what is his name, Ramzan Temirov, right? Yeah, Temirov, who literally popped for roids or popped for something that definitely benefited him, and for some reason that fight wasn't overturned. I don't really know what the hell happened, but it is what it is, I guess. Not really, that's kind of fucked up, but I mean, the UFC ain't doing nothing about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Charles Johnson. Has a way longer reach. I think Alex Perez is gonna win the first round. Then he's gonna win the first half of the second. Then that's when Charles Johnson is gonna lock in and he'll start landing bigger shots. I think he's gonna hurt Alex Perez as well, maybe cause a cut, win a close second round and then win a very dominating third round, like dominate the third round. Because Charles Johnson, I really want to see this man in a 5-rounder. Like, I just don't think 3 rounds is enough for Charles Johnson to cook fully. And Alex Perez is still good, man. He still has quick, fast combinations. One thing I like about Alex Perez is about how long his combinations are, but I think Charles Johnson is going to be there to punish him. And yeah, I have him winning a decision. And next we have a Thibaut Gauthier versus Andre Pouliev. I'm going to go with Thibaut Gauthier. I actually kind of like this fight because Andre Pouliev is pretty good. He's not like an absolute bum. This is a decent step up. Now, I do still think Thibaut Gauthier is gonna destroy Andre Pouliev. I think he's gonna KO him pretty bad. But again, Andre Pouliev's young. He beat Nick Kleb by KO after getting beaten up early on. So this guy definitely has heart. He's not gonna give up. And he's way better than Jose Daniel Medina. So yeah, this is a very good test. He's also his size as well. Yeah, this is a good fight, but I still think Thibaut Gauthier should probably win. I do think Thibaut Gauthier is gonna hurt Andre Pouliev, kind of like Nick Klein did against him, but I don't think Andre Pouliev's gonna survive. I think he's gonna get kind of destroyed. Next, we have Umar Nurmagomedov versus Deiveson Figueiredo. I am going to go with Umar Nurmagomedov. Deiveson Figueiredo is good, but Figueiredo almost lost to Montel Jackson. Like, Montel Jackson throws 2 more jabs, and Deiveson Figueiredo is losing that fight. And I honestly don't think Montel Jackson is even near Umar Nurmagomedov level. And even though Deiveson Figueiredo is good, he still has a lot of power. I don't think he's top 3 level. I don't think so. I think Umar is probably going to beat Deiveson Figueiredo quite clearly. Figueiredo will have his moments, and I could see Figueiredo dropping Umar just because of that crazy power that he has. And Umar did get chinned against Mario Batista, so I could see, a Deiveson Figueiredo chinning Umar and hurting him. But I only see it as like maybe a quick little knockdown. Then Umar quickly snaps back up and then he goes back to kind of beating Deiveson Figueiredo. I think Umar's going to be too fast for him. I think he's going to be a little bit too technical for him, which I feel bad saying this about Deiveson Figueiredo, but the man's 38, okay? He's a 38-year-old bantamweight. And I know Aldo had success. He wasn't fighting Umar Nurmagomedov. So Umar wins a decision, but he possibly gets dropped. Next, we have Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Nikita Krylov is not the same. I do not know what happened, but since he's come back, he's looked very not good. He's looked bad, very bad. And Modestas Bukauskas, he's looked good as of recently, destroyed Paul Craig, beat him up, made Paul Craig retire. And yeah, he's definitely built up some momentum for himself. And Nikita Krylov is at the absolute opposite of momentum. He's cooked. He's the definition of not doing well at all, because he's come back after a very long layoff, after kind of being the dark horse of light heavyweight, and he comes back against Dominic Reyes, gets completely blasted against Dominic Reyes, then comes back against, what was his name? Bogdan Guskov, gets completely blasted by Bogdan Guskov, which, hasn't really aged horribly, considering Bogdan Guskov went on to have a very close fight with Jan Blachowicz, went to a draw with Jan, so that loss hasn't really aged badly, but it's just the fact he's been absolutely demolished and dispatched in the first round and has had no success in any of the fights. And I think Modestas Bukauskas is probably gonna drop Nikita Krylov and finish him on the ground. That's really what I think. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Modestas Bukauskas first round KO. Next, we have Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. It's actually crazy the amount of stock Natalia Silva has right now. Like, she's, I think, number 3 pound for pound in all of the female divisions. She is hyped up crazy right now, and I understand she is very good. She dominated Alexa Grasso. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Natalia Silva. Being too fast, too good for Rose Namajunas. Maybe Rose wins, or I don't even know if Rose wins a round. Maybe she wins 1 round, but I think Natalia Silva should kind of handle Rose Namajunas easily. She could probably beat Valentina. Or I think she just gives Valentina a lot of problems. So I'm gonna go with Natalia Silva, dominating Rose Namajunas 30-27. Next, we have Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. I'm gonna go with Gene Silva. Can't trust Arnold Allen to not break his hand in this fight, because it seems like every single time this man fights, because Arnold Allen is a very entertaining fighter, he always messes up his hand, and he's been out for a while tending to some injuries, and his one win in like the past few years is against Giga, which hasn't really aged too well, because Giga has gone on to lose a few times since fighting Arnold Allen. And even Arnold Allen's fight with Giga was kind of close. I mean, maybe it was a little bit of a younger Giga, but it definitely wasn't like a prime Giga, you know, the Giga that completely cooked Edson Barbosa. I don't think it was a prime Giga. And Arnold Allen still had a very close fight with Giga. I rewatched that fight like a few months ago, and I was thinking like, dang, this fight was a little bit closer than I remember. Maybe I gotta rewatch it again. Maybe I'm yapping. I kinda am. And with Gene Silva, I get it, he lost to Diego Lopez, but it's Diego Lopez. Yeah, he got spitting elbowed, but I mean, he was very competitive with Diego Lopez until, obviously, you know, he got a little bit too wild, and Lopez absolutely blasted him. And I think Arnold Allen is going to give Gene Silva problems. So I'm going to go with Gene Silva winning a 29-28 decision. I think this is going to be fight of the night. This is going to be fight of the night right here. Alright, and then we have Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. I don't know who to pick in this fight. I'm lost. I'm completely lost. I have been thinking about this fight for months, and I still have not made up my mind. I think I'm gonna go with Waldo Cortez Acosta. Now, this is a 50-50 fight if I've ever seen it. I could see Waldo Cortez Acosta getting absolutely blasted. To be fair, Waldo did get hit by some clean shots against Sergey Pavlovich, who is kind of like just a better version of Derek Lewis. And Waldo was still able to hold his own, even against a Sergey Pavlovich who had like a significant reach advantage on him and was hitting him with some very clean shots. It is Sergey after the Aspinall fight. It's not like when he used to bulldoze people. It's like a more measured Sergey Pavlovich, but I do think in that fight, he was being a little bit more open with his shots. He was being a little bit more aggressive in that fight, and Waldo was able to eat basically everything. But Derek Lewis is just such a tomfoolery type fighter. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I'm gonna go with Waldo Cortez Acosta, but yeah, I'm lost because I do not know what's gonna happen in this fight, which I like, but it's horrible for making picks on. I can't. I'm gonna go with Waldo Cortez Acosta, I guess. Next, we have Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. I'm gonna go with Sean O'Malley winning a decision just by outclassing Song a tad bit on the feet, because Henry Cejudo was giving Song Yadong problems in their fight. Song Yadong is kind of wide with his shots. I just think O'Malley is better in the striking. I think he's gonna be able to defend Song Yadong's attempts at takedowns. Song Yadong is a little bit too wide with his shots. O'Malley loves using straight punches, so O'Malley's gonna have a field day with that. And I think O'Malley's gonna cause more damage as the fight goes on. And it's only a 3-rounder, which is even better for O'Malley. So yeah, I'm going with O'Malley. Maybe Song Yadong steals a round, but I think O'Malley should win this 29-28. Alright, and then we have the main event, Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. Now, I have been contemplating about this fight ever since it's been announced. I was thinking about going with Gaethje, but I've decided to stick with Paddy Pimblett, and the reason why is just because the Michael Chandler win is like pretty good, and a lot of people are giving him credit for it. Like, he dominated Michael Chandler. Keep in mind, this was a Michael Chandler coming off of a 5-rounder with Charles Oliveira, who literally got a title shot for beating Michael Chandler. Went on to win the 5th round against Charles Oliveira, literally hurting him, rocking him badly, and almost having him finish. And even though the ref literally let Michael Chandler smash the back of Oliveira's head, He still hurt Oliveira in the 5th round, which is pretty impressive. And people forget, man, Gaethje and Chandler literally had a 3-round war where it was very competitive as well. I get it, that was years ago. That was before Chandler took like a 2-year break to try and fight Conor McGregor. I understand, but still. And yeah, I understand why people discredit the Michael Chandler win. I understand. Michael Chandler was a bit older, but it's not only just the Michael Chandler win, it's just I've seen major improvements in Paddy Pimblett's game. Also, I literally rewatched Gaethje's rematch with Rafael Fiziev, and I'm watching Gaethje go for his signature leg kick, getting it caught by a short notice Rafael Fiziev, and getting taken down by it in the first minute. I'm thinking to myself, if Rafael Fiziev is able to get Gaethje down in the first round by catching his leg kick, I honestly think Paddy Pimblett's going to be able to do the same thing. And we also saw that Justin Gaethje can get punished for his head movement patterns. We saw Max Holloway punish it, obviously, with a spinning sidekick. I mean, I think Paddy Pimblett could do the same thing, but with a knee. Like, I'm seeing Rafael Fiziev like get dominant position on Justin Gaethje and is winning the round clearly too. If that's Paddy Pimblett who has that position, Paddy Pimblett is gonna have a field day. I think Paddy Pimblett wins by submission in the 3rd round. I think they'll get to the ground somehow. Or I think Pimblett might drop Gaethje with the knee that I'm talking about, and he submits him. Latches onto something and is able to submit him. So yeah, those were my picks for UFC 324 Gaethje versus Pimblett. I am kind of starting to second guess this main event pick. I'm really thinking about it now. I really think Gaethje does have a decent chance of winning, even though I didn't sound like it. I really didn't sound like it. I get it, but I do think Gaethje does have a good chance of winning. He is a very powerful brawler. He does build into fights, and Paddy Pimblett still leaves his chin up in the air. Like, he does leave his chin up in the air. He is open to getting hit. This is probably going to age so badly. I still think Paddy's going to win, man. But I really do. Even though Gaethje... Fuck, man. Now I'm really starting to, like, second guess this pick. No, I'm sticking with Paddy. Anyways, I'm going to head out now. I've been literally yapping for an hour. Wait, I'm going to show you guys this. An hour and 3 minutes. Holy. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you did. Let me know your main event picks, or let me just know your picks in general if you have any. And I hope you guys have a good day.